Testing. I think I have. There we go. Thank you. Rookie mistake. I don't know. For some reason, I had the mic on mute. I'll have to. That'll be some post show editing there. Hello, Lonnie. Thanks for jumping in. Hello, Michelle. In case you didn't hear. Hey, Scott, the bearded picker. Thanks for coming in. Still no sound? Okay. Yeah, it was a rookie mistake. For some reason, I must at some point hit the button on my on the mic, the mute. You know, I hear it's the rage in reselling YouTubers, so I thought I'd start the show with an epic mic fail this evening. Anyway, I thought I'd jump on a little bit earlier today than typical. You know, usually when I go live, it's later at night. So, you know, here we are. Today I'm going to go through. It's been a great week for me. I know some of you probably seen some of my sales on This Week in Reselling with Garage Flips and the Cincinnati Picker. If you're not part of that Facebook group, it's a great group of folks out there. Most folks are pretty real, and I have not. There was a little bit of drama that was almost started at one point since I've been in, but you know, Lonnie's a good moderator, and he kind of put a stop to that. It's a great Facebook group if you do not want drama. But anyway, enough of that. So anyway, on to the sales. Some of them are great, some of them not so great. Fails as well as wins. So let me just transition right into this and switch over. Okay. I told her to jump in. I even told her I would make her a moderator if she jumped into the chat this evening. I know in about an hour and a half we got the ice cream trucks rolling back in, so she will have to take care of that. But she may pop in and out, you know, as time allows. And we have our kid upstairs as well, so they do try to jump in occasionally when they have the chance. So if we're lucky, Kat will grace us with her presence this evening. Oh, hello, Don. I think I caught everybody so far. We had Michelle, Lonnie at Garage Flips, the bearded picker, Scott, and then Don down toward the bottom. And I'll just text her and tell her fans are waiting for her presence. Let's see here. Let this old man figure out how to use his phone. Kat, your fans are awaiting your presence in the chat if you have a few minutes. LOL. You know, I hate when the phone puts that, it wants to put emoticons in certain words. So when I say cat, it puts C-A-T, and I want to change it to C-A-T, and then when you click on it to correct it, it wants to put a cat in there. And that's not what I want to do, damn it. Okay, so here we go. She is sarcastic as hell. You would not think that way if you had to live with her sarcasm 24/7. And I truly kid if you're listening upstairs. If you can hear me through the floor, I was just joking. So first thing we're going to go through is I picked this up at a estate sale. The same time I picked up that 100 or 200 whatever Christmas Village houses. This was part of something I purchased as well. I probably had about hello Debbie, welcome to the Rod Show. I probably had about $1 in this. You can see it wasn't in great condition. It's a HP infrared printer for HP calculators, and I ended up selling that for $36 plus shipping. And I know Lonnie told me the trick of looking at my phone to tell what the shipping was on these, but I just haven't gotten into doing that. Oh, there she is. Let's see. Look at this. Boom. Okay. I told her if she showed up, I would make her a moderator. So anyway, this was a really good turnaround. Like I said, $36 from about a buck and a half. Next thing we have, this is my fail of the week. I need to have that big red letters, fail. It's the Watchman, and I let it go $3. I keep hearing buzzing. Oh, it must be her phone upstairs. I saw it $3, free shipping. And I mean, I even if I had 50 cents in it, I still didn't do very well. So, you know, we have those mistakes. I immediately went out and updated all of my listings to remove free shipping because I hate messing with it. And one of the problems I have, especially as a eBay hobbyist, is I will put something free shipping because I think it's a great idea. It doesn't sell for a month. I say, you know what, I'm going to drop the price on that. And then I forget I have free shipping, and I don't go back in and double check to see what the shipping is. So I end up losing my ass on a couple items. But luckily they're cheaper items like this where you really can't. It's really hard to figure in shipping on those items because nobody's going to buy a lot of the media out there. A lot of people aren't going to spend more than $3 to $5 for. That's because I'm not even gonna answer that. Yeah, I do need to get the fail stamp. I will work on that. Here it is, SpiderMan 2 for the Nintendo DS. And these I never spend more than a buck on these games. To be honest with you, I've pretty much become a collector of video games because I keep buying them. I cannot turn down buying them. I don't know, it's a disease, but I buy games, I buy games, I buy games. And I have a bookshelf over there full of games. I pulled them all because there's really not, to me, there's a few out there that make good money, but generally the run-of-the-mill games you're not going to get a ton of money out of. And that's just my personal opinion. Right, I think you lost 3 cents on that DVD if you got it for free. That is what I figured. I wasn't going to go that bad, but hey, at least I'm out here telling you of my fails as well. You both do have awesome eyes. I don't know Scott's wife, but she's probably cool as shit too. You know, they have to be cool as shit to put up with all of our crap, huh? Just a shout out. She never watches these, but just a shout out. Our daughter, she's been in the Navy for maybe, Kat can correct me on the year, how long, but about 2 years. She just made E5, which is an accomplishment in the Air Force that I never could do. But I mean, it wasn't even possible to do in the Air Force. But very proud of her for that. I've had a few other fails as well, but probably the worst one, I lost $3 or $4, maybe $8 off of Amazon when I first started doing merch fulfilled. And I found out how you need to limit the size of items you ship or that you sell if you're doing merch fulfilled through Amazon, because they do not give you enough allowance for shipping. There she is. She's always got to correct me. I will fix it after the show. Yeah, so we are very proud of her. 16 months. She did put out how long she's been in, but she just tested, and I think they took the top 43% of those that tested, and she fell within that. So she's got a lot of growing up to do real quick, because now she'll be put in probably some more supervisory roles. But anyway, that's my my shout out to my Navy daughter. This next one, okay, I listed this camera with the bag, and I had it, I can't remember what I originally listed it for, but I had someone reach out to me and said they don't want the bag, they just want the camera, and they give me $28 is the most they can do. $28 shipped. Hello, Cindy. Cindy Rosen, welcome to the show this evening. Glad to see you could make it, and thank you for always supporting all of you. I do appreciate it. This camera actually went out to somebody that I believe either refurbishes them or just sells them back out like they are. They may even sell them on Amazon or through their shops. I don't know what they do with them, but I believe it was on a recent video or one of my recent shows or videos I put out. I think it was $3.99 for the camera, and I want to say that same day I picked up the bag for, I think it was a quarter or 50 cents or 30 cents. I don't know. It was real cheap. I only picked up the bag because I knew I had just picked up the Polaroid, and it was a Polaroid bag. So I thought, you know what, I'll pair them together and see what happens. Someone offered me the $28 free ship, and I went in and took it because I wanted that quick sale. You could probably hold out a little bit for these, but I typically, cameras for me, and it's just the older cameras that I've sold, they're not real quick movers. That sound like retrospect camera, Rod. They've told me the same exact number before. It probably is. That name does sound familiar. I think I hear. I don't know if it was you or Glenn was talking about retrospect, but I didn't test it. And down in the description, Polaroid One Step camera with strap and carry bag, minor scratches, but overall great condition. Untested with film. Interior is very clean. And when I did the photos, some of these items you just gotta try. And it sounds like this company here buys them all the time. So, as long as you fully disclose what you got out there and you can get them cheap enough, you can, it sounds like they're going to buy them anyway if you're willing to sell them for that price. And like I said, I can't remember what the comps on them are going outside of retrospect, but I haven't been having a ton of sales, mostly because I haven't been listing a ton, but for the price of the Polaroid film, I guess I could look that up. We'll just look at see how much Polaroid film's going on. So there you go. You can buy Polaroid film, and I don't know much about it because I haven't looked into testing them, but 600 instant film for Polaroid 600, $21. I mean, if I'm only going to be paying or making $28 on a camera, and we can pull comps. That what was that Polaroid One Step? So you can see, well, let's look at solds. There's one for 25, 40, 14. That one even had film. That's a 600. You're not, to be honest with you, it's not worth it for me to go out and buy the film. I don't know how much mechanical in there can go bad, but I took their $28 and ran. I mean, it did cost me, I don't know, it probably did cost me about $7 or $8 to ship this, if I remember right. But, there's still a little bit of profit in it, and it was pretty quick. Okay, I'm catching, as long as the battery is still good in the film pack. I guess I got my drink on. I got my drink on a lot of nights. Not the last couple of nights, but a battery in the film pack. I had no clue. Yes, I recently learned that out too. When I was looking at Polaroids, I was like, what powers these? What powers the flash? And then that's how I found out that the film itself has a battery that will power the flash. My eBay search history has a casket, sex, furniture, and some babinga wood right now. That is a hell of a combination, Lonnie. Babinga wood, sex casket. I guess, you know, everyone has their thing that they're into. They and that's the thing. You can try to sell it on its own, Scott, but if you, I guarantee if you put it on there, $28 free shipping, retrospect will pick it up right away. I mean, you'll probably have it sold within a day. I did have a margarita at the Mexican restaurant. I do like a margarita on rocks every once in a while, but the heat already melted that one down. Tonight I'm drinking Samuel Adams, just a Hefeweizen now, and then I'm going to be drinking this raspberry lemon something or other. I thought that sounded interesting, so I want to try that. No, I think that's exactly what he said. You need to read up his comment up there. I'm not judging either. Next thing, Rosetta Stone. I had quite a few offers on this. These are just some discs I picked up at the thrift store. I think I had a 50 cents or a buck in it. I got it at a local thrift store on their half off days. And I did actually take a best offer on this. And that was $20 plus shipping. I already turned down a couple of offers on it, so I figure after about 3 or 4 offers, I'm probably priced a little bit high. I will not get sauced, and I might. Kat can tell if I start slurring my words a little bit, but yeah, not tonight. So, you know, let's just figure high end a buck I paid for these discs, and $20 shit plus shipping. Oh, really? Do they pull them? She likes to try. Isabella does like to try different languages, unless she can sneak it through. I did not know. Well, I have learned something now. Thanks for letting me know that, both Debbie and Lonnie, that I should not be selling Rosetta Stone. Yes, I had listed for probably about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a month. Maybe it was because, I don't know if it was, I don't know. But maybe I didn't spell it right. Maybe it's supposed to be spelled with one word and I put 2. Yeah, I will definitely be checking the Veros on that. But hey, that's number 1, or that's number 2 things that I got by with this week, and we'll talk about the other one here in a few minutes, just as a forewarning. And Scott would probably know that what I did was completely out of the question, but hey, I did it anyway. Next thing I've had this shirt for a long time. It was new with tags. Angry Birds T-shirt, Star Wars, age 10 to 12. Dun dun dun. $9.98, and I want to say I got full asking price, $9.98 plus shipping. Nothing spectacular. I'm really trying to get out of my generic clothes, and yeah, I find, you know, like a lot of the resellers that I follow, I like doing hard goods a lot better than clothing. It seems like you hear a lot of people talk about, you know, you can buy this, look out for this, buy this. Those brands aren't here in my area. I mean, if you live in a high population area, you might have a good chance of finding those brands. But me personally, I would not tie my eBay business into clothing and clothing alone. I mean, we do have a bins over across the border, but you know, I've gone a couple times, picked a few things up, but mostly hard goods, maybe some books. I'm not going to dig through, you know, 30, 40, 50 bins hoping that I find those brands that, you know, they tell you look out for. And then a lot of times they don't go into depth as to what versions of those clothes you should look for, because there's different levels of different brands, and I just don't have the time for it. And the listing is a little bit more of a pain in the ass too. Okay, everybody remember Kat's Nerf collection that she bought? I think she paid. Kat, do you remember how much you paid for that? It was up there. I want to say it was around $70 or $80. We bought this big box of. She pulled the trigger actually on the big box of Nerf guns, and here are Nerf Instrike, Elite, Rapid Strike. If you find these, I've tried lots of Nerf guns, but right here is proof that this particular one does really well. I don't know if you can see that. I've kind of lost my. And I went ahead and included darts on it because right there, $34.99, next sale, $34.99, next sale, $34.99. So right there, 3 in the same week. I they all went. I mean, it was like boom, boom, boom. So that particular Nerf gun, I guess, is a popular one, and it's like it's battery operated, it's rapid fire, and it's super fast. I have heard that about the Vulcan as well. I haven't come across one of those yet. Okay, where I'm going back up, but those are tagged. Maybe that's different. That could be it. I'll have to look closer at the Vero list to see if I can find out. I think I probably did luck out, Debbie. She's doing French right now. Yeah, my daughter's completely into Paris and anything France related. I love Brazilian Portuguese. Said it. Yeah, I mean, Veros, I think in general are a bunch of crap, just because you should be able to sell your used wares, regardless. Yes, list your Nerf that Vulcan. From my understanding, it's a good seller as well. That box we bought, Don, actually had a ton of clips in them. I've actually got a few of the barrel clips, and I've got those listed. But these particular guns they went pretty quick. Next thing, this was on a recent haul. I paid, maybe $1 for. I went and tested it out, left the batteries in, showed the time. It is not in the best condition. I mean, it worked. There was some scuffing. I just basically took pictures of at all angles, including the switches, and there's even the AC adapter port. So from the experts that I watch that sell on eBay, and Lonnie being one of them, Sony does pretty well. I found a tripod to the Vulcan today at the Nashville flea market for $1. Oh, is that what you're waiting for it to waiting to complete out your entire unit? I think I don't know. There's one gun that I have. I mean, these Nerf guns, they have accessories that cross over to different guns. And oh, look at that. I did just have a sale. This never happens when I'm online. I just had $39.99. That'll be on a feature. It's just a quilt. I picked up at auction. And I'll have to look up and see. It was 85 by 68, handmade blue checkerboard, patchwork quilt, $40. Another decent sale for me. I hope one day that I gain as much knowledge as Scott. I watch him a lot. I don't get up early enough to catch his morning shows, but go check out his show if you don't already. Him and Steve Alcorn get up every Tuesday and Thursday mornings to do their morning show. And even if you don't get up that early, check it out on the replay because they're always well worth the watch. This is a vintage original Ericsson flip mobile phone, untested. And basically on this one, I said, recommend replacing the battery before charging, selling as is. And the reason, I don't know if I can show this. Oh, I just covered up that whatever the number was on the back of it. Check out this crusty battery. I was like, I am not going to, I'm not even going to attempt to put this battery in, charge it, and plug it in. But hey, I sold it with may explode. I should have put that right side up. May explode if disposed of in fire. So anyway, that was pretty funny. Have you ever, you have very well-rounded knowledge with a particular emphasis of expertise on manly articles, Lonnie. Yes, he does, and his love of vintage electronics inspires me as well. And anything Amazon, I know Scott is the bearded picker there. He's getting back into eBay a little bit more heavily, but anything Amazon and FBA related, he's a go-to guy as well. Used to love the Nerf shooter PC game. I did not have a chance to play that. This was a big score for me. This was a King James version, Jimmy Swaggart signed red letter large print reference edition with concordance, and I paid $22 for this. I put it up for originally I put it up to $150, and then my screen's gonna get all flickery there for you, and I think I put it on sale. I put everything in my store on sale, and I think that's why it ended up at $129.99. So this is the Bible. Now I will be learning from Lonnie as well, and the Bibles that I picked. I learned from Lonnie to pick up Bibles and don't be afraid to sell them. And about the same time that Lonnie started saying not all Bibles on eBay are equal, I was experiencing the same thing. But this one, I knew it was going to be something special, so I did pay up for it. I recognize the signature, even though when I looked at the listing, they took it from the back side of the page, so the signature was inverted. But I could read the signature. His signature is pretty easy to recognize, especially if you have much knowledge of televangelists. And those are basic. I took a picture of the signature. I took a picture of the inside cover. Oh, here's the printed signature down at the bottom. So this does not make me a Bible expert. It just it's something I tried and spin up a little bit for, just because I did recognize some of the things that Lonnie will tell you as well. There's anything that's leather bound, red letter edition, King James version is usually something a lot of people go to, and there's reasons for that, but that I won't go there on tonight's show. If I pay $150 for a Bible, it better have Jesus' signature, not Jimmy Swaggart's. Yes, Lonnie did tell me that, but hey, based, due to faith and personal experiences and the power that these televangelists have on people, that is what brings up the value of something like this. Okay, what does this look like? It is the vintage Polaroid camera. I told you earlier I paid like 30 cents for it. Listed it with a Polaroid camera. And I said, you know what? They didn't want my Polaroid bag, so I'm going to sell it separately. Ended up turning around selling it for, let me make sure I didn't take a best offer on this. No, I sold it full price, $12.99. And it went first class and a small poly mailer. But would not pay that for his scribbles. I don't know if Stephen King has as much of an effect on people's lives as some of these televangelists do. So for a total of 28 plus 13, 28, 31, $41 Plus, and it probably would have been close to this $4 shipping, it and all out of $4. I am not a Polaroid expert, but I tell you what I do pick up. I do seem to do okay on camera bags that have the camera. I mean, maybe it's just because I was lucky and picked up the right ones, but it seems like they sell fairly quick. I've got a Panasonic one I want to try out as well. I haven't sold Panasonic yet. And it may not even be a camera bag. I don't know if I brought it in. It's not on this haul, so I don't know where I did with it. Anyway, I'll keep trying them until I find the ones that don't sell. And the clock. This one I paid $29 for, and it just said older Lawson clock. Was not plugged in, missing one foot peg on bottom. That's how it was advertised when I bought it. When I was in high school, we played basketball against Swaggart's High School in Baton Rouge. Did you win? I have read the good book many times. Well, I'd say probably all the way through 2 or 3 times. Or are you talking a Stephen King book? Oh, Stephen King's It. I have not read the book. I've seen the movie. I didn't see the newest movie, but most of the movies that are the result of Stephen King books do not do the Stephen King stories that I've read. I did like The Stand, though. Needful Things is a really good one. The movie didn't do it justice at all. Anyway, I digress. This was a $29 purchase, and I put it up to auction. 15 bids. It started out at $50, and immediately, I think I went through this last week. Immediately it had like 28 watchers, and it finally climbed its way up to the top. $209.50, and all for a clock that did not work. So what I will say, and I'll go through some of these pictures here and see if you can let me see if I can click up on this. Nope, it's not going to show. I need to get my fat mug out of the way. Right here, there was a foot peg missing. Now, what I did list on here, this particular tag on the bottom of it, this is what told me it was from the 1934 time frame. Research that told me, I did go through this all before. The lettering or the numbering on the front was from the 40s. Which I found out they actually replaced a lot of the mechanics in these clocks later on when the earlier ones broke. There was a door that would have been right there that would have covered up the mechanism. And I just went ahead and took pictures of, I listed it that the cord looked like it had been replaced. You can kind of see the original wiring there, and then a cord that was spliced in. And there I showed the splicing up there at the top. Now, what I found out on these clocks, I'm going to make sure I pull my chat up as well. If you see these Lawson clocks, most of them, they do okay. You're going to get probably $30 to $50 for them, maybe up to $60 to $80. But what you're going to look for is these curves. This particular model that looks kind of like a half moon shape, this Art Deco style, this is a rarer model. There's two of the models that actually shared the same style. This one had the kind of where the face stuck out, and the other one had some decoration, I believe, around the edges. And then there's some that are straight on one side, and they'll come out and curve like this. Pretty much any of these that have a curve shape to them, those are the ones you're going to look for. And I don't know how often you're going to come across Lawson clocks, but I think even when I shared this with Lonnie, he was kind of blown away that he's never seen one of these Lawson clocks go this far. So this might be the only Lawson clock that I find that does that well. But just kind of give it another idea. Most of these little scratches you see here are just surface. It would be very easily to restore. That's kind of a surface. Now, I did note in my description, if you look at the top of the screen there, the face was starting to come, I lost it. The face was starting to come separated there on that one side, that would be a very easy fix. There was no missing pieces or anything in it. It would be easy to clamp that back in, put some glue in there and fix it. But this was one of my largest, this is probably one of my top 10 sales to date since I've been. Hey, what's up, Glenn? Glad you can make it. I know it is late out there. The font on the clock. And there was actually, I believe there was 2 different styles of this font. One of them has if you can look close enough, that says Lawson right below the number 3. And there's another version that didn't. But I'm not an expert on Lawson clocks. I'm just sharing the knowledge that I found because I had to do the research when I put this one in. I just wanted to make sure I got it as accurate as possible. And that's exactly what I did here. Told them to look at the images, gave the dimensions, body's all wood. I did put it as a rare model number 105, which is written on the tag. And you could also tell that it was dated to 1934. They tie those tags to specific times that they were manufactured. Does not work currently, needs restoration. And then I put this information I learned about the numbers. Numbers appear to be replaced with style 2, and then whatever they were, 1960 post. So I guess it was after 47. I gave you the wrong. Anyway, I did put all the information in there. And I already got positive feedback. This and the Bible, 2 of my best sales this week, both had great reviews on it, or great comments and feedback on them. And that was, you always, at least for me, I don't know if any of you folks have this same issue, but when I sell something, anything over $100, hell, sometimes even over 60, 70, 80 bucks, I always worry about the feedback until the day that I get it. Until I know it's shipped, and I either get feedback or I know that they've had it for a good week, that they're probably not going to leave negative feedback after that. It stresses me out, wondering if I'm going to get that return. Yes, I do offer free returns, and that's part of the territory, I guess. I got kicked. Sorry, Don, I enjoyed the stand. Oh, Debbie left us and came back. I'm glad you made it back. The book, I think after Dolores, his writing became forced. You get anxious, but you make regularly large sales, so I hope one day I get that way as well. The Michelin Man. You guys saw this. This is one of my Benz pickups. So I have no idea. I went through my Benz haul the other day, or a week or two ago, and this was in there. I had no idea what it was. I could not find any comps on it. I listed it for $19.99 plus shipping. It fit in one of my little 8x8 boxes. And the thing about this, it's all plush, except for the tire. It was almost kind of a thin rubber. But I didn't know exactly what to call it. It has a hole inside, and I pulled you can tell I'm a super fan of Lonnie because I pulled his glove trick, and I put my hand inside the glove. I'm going back up, talking about the movies. I think that ancient number tends to scoot upwards. Yeah, once I make more sales like this, even smalls, got good feedback today for a bobblehead. I look at my feedback all the time. So I took pictures of the tags, and I was kind of surprised it went for this much, but it sold within, I think, a week. I think I picked up those, but that's why you could tell that I didn't know what the name. I was like, Michelin Man promotional plush puppet golf cover. Oh, you like that? I learned that is a pro tip. I cannot take that, pass that on as my own idea. I learned that pro tip using your hand and hand modeling through Lonnie over at Garage Flips. Okay, I sold another my other Microsoft Office Professional 2007, and I know there's different ways of doing it. I just leave the product key there and cover it up. Have you never ended a title with a question mark? I probably do that for, I would say, 8 to 15% of the time. If I don't know what it is, I'm going to put a question mark in it. So this one, I probably had a buck into this. Again, it was a pickup at a thrift store where it was a half off day. There's one store that every Wednesdays and Saturdays is half off. So I usually try to go in on either Tuesday or whether it's a Tuesday or a Friday after work. I'll go in, scope the place out, and see what I want to buy the next day at 50% off. You guys saw this in one of my recent haul videos. Tony Robbins Personal Power Classic Edition on DVD or CD set. Sold it for $14.99 plus shipping. Keep getting kicked. Net neutrality, kicking me obvious. There you go with net neutrality. Remember when Microsoft releases were big events? Yeah, now any Microsoft release is dreaded, especially by developers. That's funny. I'm telling you, that is a pro tip if you don't know what the item is. And I'm a pretty darn good Googler. If I can't find any information on it whatsoever, and I don't have a clue what that freaking hole in the bottom of the Michelin Man is, and I didn't want to put a giant pooper, I'll end it with a question mark. I probably actually only done it probably about, I don't know, 8 to 10 times. The next thing we talked about, this is actually one that I put two sets up at the same time. They weren't the same brand, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But this particular one I did put to auction. It was a set of 9 blank Type 2 cassettes, and I started it out at what the very least I would take for them, which was $10. I think I gave $3 maybe for it. And it actually climbed all the way in. I do everything 7 days, and it climbed up to $19.70 plus shipping. So, Tony Robbins, it doesn't sell for a ton. It doesn't look like, at least the older stuff, and maybe it's just different pieces of the media, but it sold pretty quick. I mean, I think I had it less than a week. And my other good sale, well, I mean, it's how you look at it. This actually guitar I paid $94 for, plus buyer's premium, which was 13%. Let's just say I paid roughly $105 for this. And the pictures, this is on one of my online auction finds, and I did not actually go in and look at it. This is what I recommend to anybody that does online auctions for their sourcing. If you're going to spend money on something, a good chunk of money, the smalls I don't worry too much about. But this guitar, for instance, I paid $94 for it, And then I actually pick it up, and their pictures didn't show as many as the flaws as these might. You can see the flaws in the images there. There's actually, I've gone through this before, but there's actually a crack. It's a gretch. I took a picture of the model and everything. Right in the back of it, I'm trying to find that particular. Right there, right above my head. Whoop, whoop. There's a very small crack that is yes, that is a guitar, Cat. I don't think you ever saw it. I swore if I did not sell this, I was going to learn how to play the guitar. It was missing the E string. So the day that Cat bought me the E string is the day that it sold for. I actually took an offer of $225, and I had a $25 economy shipping. I just put a flat rate shipping on there. And, oh, wait a minute. No, they gave me an offer of $225. Let me go back and look at this real quick, because I know I'm a lot. This went, yeah, they gave me an offer of $225, or actually $200. I counted at $225 because I wanted a $25 buffer, because I kind of knew I kind of screwed myself on the $25 shipping flat fee. It actually ended up costing me $44, I believe, to ship. But yeah, it was a cool looking guitar. Gretsch actually made 4 of these. I probably could, even with the condition of the guitar, if I would have had the box for this guitar, it would have taken it up probably, I would say another $75, maybe even $100. So that's just something, if you ever see this Gretsch Sundown, it's actually, that's the model of it, the Sundown Serenade. It was American series is what it's called. There's like I said, there's 4 or 5 of them out there that they had different covers on them. And if you're interested, go do search on them and see if you can pull up some videos. There were some unboxings when they came out, and you get an idea of why the boxes are desirable as well. And this just sold today. This is the Nerf Dart Tag Swarmfire. This one sold for $19.99 plus shipping. And the downside to this Nerf gun versus the other one, hello at Addleworld 2018, welcome. The downfall to this, if you are in a Nerf war, this and the other, and you're going against an opponent that has one of these. Do you see how that's rapid fire? If they have 3 clips, they just got to pull the clip out, put another one in. They could shoot you with 3 more clips before you reload the second. This is all manual load. So anyway, $19.99 is still pretty decent. We've more than made our money back on that box of Nerf stuff, and I've only sold about half of it. I've only listed about half of it. So kudos to Cat for pulling the trigger on those. That was a Gretsch Sundown Serenade acoustic guitar. I was just telling Gretsch Guitar made 3 or 4 of these special edition guitars a few years back. Easy now, Cat. Don't make me wear the hamburger head mask tonight. Anyway, I'm going to switch back over. I do have a few items that I will. Oh, there was one more thing. Let me pull that up. One more thing that was worthy to talk about. I cannot show you. I'm just going to take a snapshot of it and just kind of give you. This is my retail arbitrage win of the week. I don't do a lot of retail arbitrage, but when I do, I make it count. And this is also going to contain a warning of what not to do. So let me pull that up. I'm just going to take a quick snapshot. So bear with me for just a second. My internet's broken. You guys heard me talk about the merge cubes last week. So we're going to talk about those again this week for lack of anything better to talk about before I switch over to my mini hauls. I'm always trying not to get flustered. Maybe if I open up a new browser. Bow chicken, wow, wow. What do you get across a brown chicken with a brown cow? Brown chicken, brown cow. Okay. Yes, I know. All of you have heard that joke before, but there it is again. Okay, here we go. Log in. I actually took a snapshot of this before, and yes, I sold some of the cubes. And Cat, no spoilers. I'm almost there, folks. Let me get my snipping tool just to take a snapshot. And this is mainly because I don't want to... okay. Get that out of the way. And there we go. Okay, here we go. Drum roll. And let me move it up. I sold how many of them? Watch above my head. Here it comes. Oops, here it comes. I sold all 149 of them. And I did get a warning from... I actually had these listed in 2 different places. And just so you know, that's $723.09. That's what I got after PayPal fees. The one thing that I will say, the company reached out to me and they wanted to buy my entire inventory. So we settled on a price of $5 shipped per item. And you probably, if you haven't watched my other videos, you probably saw my, I put out a video on me actually boxing these up and shipping them out. But yeah, after sitting on them for a little while, I figured they were going to be a Christmas time holdout, and I probably could have gotten more for them. But each of these cubes, if I sold them on, yeah, there was, and basically just to go back a little bit, we paid $1 a piece for these, so $149 plus tax. After shipping, because it cost me $100 and total of $140 insured on these. They, I think we probably cleared about $400 on it after it was all said and done, and that's just an estimate. So, just a word of wise, I contacted them and I gave them my email address through Amazon. Well, Amazon deleted my email because I don't know. I don't do a lot of retail arbitrage. I didn't realize it, so they did. They did. I'll pull that up here in just a second. They did. They said your email address was blocked out by Amazon. Can you reach us through our website? So I actually went out to their website and reached out to them, and I did get I'm going to let me try to shrink that down just a little bit. Give me just a sec. Okay. I'm trying to get it to where it actually... sorry, I'm just trying to... Okay, you kind of get the idea there. Let me see if I can scroll through to one of my next pictures. But, so I reached out to them through their website, and we did our dealings through there. And then I did actually get a... warning from Amazon about pulling people away from purchasing things on Amazon, which I understand their take on that, but to me it was a little bit different situation. I was dealing with the actual manufacturer of the item, and but hey, we justify things in our head. And I was going to add in, I have sold a few shirts this month on merch. Yes, I do merch by Amazon. And oddly enough, the shirt, my best shirt, yeah, the 3D Cube, my best shirt to sell today, which I don't sell a ton of them. I'm not gonna say I'm a merch by Amazon expert by no means. It's just something I like to dabble in, and I put designs out there. But I don't know if I've ever brought Max, our little Shorky, on the show before, but the shirt that I have repeat buys on, I probably sold about 10 of them, which is proof that I'm not a huge expert at merch. I am tier 100. Woohoo! But that t-shirt actually has Max's face on it. So our dog Max, our beloved Shorky, is famous. So I thought I'd go through just a couple items I picked up. I went thrifting yesterday, Thursday. Yeah, yesterday. And I spent $5 at this particular one. And I'm probably going to give this to Isabella to list. I've started her listing. It's just Mario with the wings. I don't know, just a little small for her. Her idea, she's going to do toys and game pieces. I don't know, this is probably more nostalgic for me. My mother made all of my older daughters these dolls. And here, let me switch over. There's Max. So we actually have Max, look. We actually have that mug on a couple of t-shirts. I just switched over. There's a delay. So there's one of them, and the other one says "Shork Adorable." And we're gonna go back to the chat. But yeah, that's one of my best. My best-selling shirt is the Shorky Mom shirt. Anyway, all the girls have a larger version of these little hand crochet dresses, and Shih Tzu Yorkie, yeah. And basically, what these are, they're little treasure containers. You actually you take the top half of a doll and you put it in there and you tie it up, and then they put little butter dishes and crocheted around the bottom of the bowl, or a thing on the bottom, and little girls can keep their trinkets and stuff in them. Is there any value to this? To be honest with you, I didn't even pull comps on it, but I think I picked it up mainly for nostalgia reasons. We got a Pokemon. This is Charizard. You know, before Pokemon, if you said Charizard, I would have think you crapped your pants. And that'll probably go to Isabella to list. Just because I never hear anybody talking about it. Everything is TI. I'm actually going to try out a a Casio graphing calculator, just to see, because I like to experiment with a lot of things. It looks like I do need to clean it, and this is something you always want to do. You can see it's kind of crusty in the battery compartment, and I'll just shake it out and put the thing back, put some batteries in it, test it out. No, I actually go in and clean that up with some. I usually use baking soda and water, but I'm sure there's other methods. That box will do best on Etsy. Good to know. I do have a few things on Etsy, not a ton. I think I have like 5 right now. So that was a Casio graphing calculator. I'm just going to try that out. And that was all I picked up. Oh, I did pick this up. And all of this stuff was $5. This is a dive mask in its original box. Discover the new world of Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau. You guys remember? Well, some of you may not. Jacques Cousteau, he was like... And this actually... It has like some of the original paperwork in it. I think this would actually go for about 30 bucks. And it seems to work pretty good. I can't breathe inside of it, so I think it's doing its job. All the rubber on it is still pretty pliable. The only thing I did notice is I don't know if I dare. There's like some tape or something that they put around there, and that may just keep it. It might be something that they do to keep these from ever sliding, but I really think that these are probably at least 30 bucks. And I think all said, I think that was one of the dollar items, but it's from the 80s, 78, I believe is what the. There's actually a little. He can be Toto's stunt double in the remake. Yeah, but I'm sure they're gonna put a blonde dog in the remake. I know this manual that came in it was dated. This was revised June 1978, so late 70s, early 80s, and still in really great condition. So, have I ever sold diving masks before? Vintage diving masks? No. But hey, I try a lot of different things. Today I went to 2 garage sales. Oh, no I didn't. I went to 1. And let's do garage sale stuff first. I walked up and I didn't really see much. It was mainly plants. Rod, hey! Did I miss something? Trucks are coming back in half an hour. 3 trucks out on the road, and Rod and I are not in any of them. Yay! I already see my box of jewelry, one from the offering for Tanya's fundraiser. Great event. Love all of it. As soon as you started describing the jewelry, I knew it was meant for me, and so happy I won it. Gracias. Thank you, Yolanda. I'm glad you liked it. That it was a crazy time for me. Watching the auction. I was on the road. I took Izzy to golf, and I had everything laid out up in the front seat. It was getting hot as hell, so I decided to take it back to the back of the truck, and I left all the bracelets in the front. So, but I knew I put them in the list in the preview on the page, so I wanted to make sure you got those. I hope you liked them, and excuse the rattling around. I left them in the containers, but I did not pack anything in each of those containers, and I kind of wish I had, because the box made a lot of noise when it was it was going to be a noisy delivery. Yeah, it was a cause that was very worth participating, and I'm glad and felt honored that I was able to be part of it. And I'm glad that it looks like Tanya's doing better. I've seen her active again, and on social media. So I hope things are going well. You know, but it was a person that really did deserve it. She is a super nice lady, and I can't say any more than everybody else has already said about her. But I do very much think that um, you did get it, that you liked it, and I've been watching the tracking. I thought you might have gotten it yesterday. I thought it might have been out, or it might have just been transferring to another facility down there. I don't know how the mail delivery works out there, but I was hoping that you got it, and I didn't know if I'd hear from you. So thank you for commenting and letting me know that you did enjoy it. But it was fun. And like I said, I did show everybody my rednecking on my tablet. It was the first night I used a tablet as well to go live on any show. So, um, yeah, and a good shout out to Lonnie and Steve and Steph, the Resell Killers, and Dwayne over at Mothership Products for putting that together. And if you guys aren't already subbed to them, make sure you go over and hit them. They deserve the support as well. And if y'all don't know Tanya already, if anybody doesn't, which I'm sure all of you do, because I'm just a low man in this reseller world. If you haven't already, go over and check her out, Thrifty Treasures. And most of these people have Facebook groups as well. I know Tanya has Thrifty Treasures Jewelry group, Lonnie, This Week in Reselling, and Dwayne over at Mothership Products. And then there's Scott pulling in the rear at the auction. And it was a long auction too. I tried to stay with it the entire time. So garage sale. I walked up to this sale. First of all, I don't carry cash a lot when I'm just. Today was. I went over to Spokane. I went to Washington's largest. Now this is. I haven't researched this. This is just what I was told. It was Washington's largest marijuana growing facility, and I picked up pallets. That's all I picked up. I swear. I actually I pulled the parking lot. I'm looking for the guy I'm supposed to pick up these pallets from, and I saw a security guy. First, it looked like this is the oddest thing because I looked through my rearview mirror where I was parked, and I was like, my rearview mirror looked at the back of the building. And I saw this guy in shorts and a dark shirt and dark shirt, dark shorts. One sock pulled up to his knee, another one down to his ankle, and it looked like he was trying to kick the door of this growing facility down. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So I mean, I've got my key ready to turn on the. I didn't know what kind of character this was. Well, come to find out, it was a freaking security guard. I don't know what the hell he was doing back there. But anyway, I asked him. I was like, hey man, is this, and I gave the address. He's like, yeah. I said, I was supposed to meet this guy over here to pick up some pallets. You know, he had listed on Craigslist. He said, nothing's going to leave this facility without me knowing about it. I guess he was head of security. I said, if I gave you a name, would you tell me? He said, I can't give you anybody's name. I said, I have a name. And it was a guy named Glenn that I was supposed to be meeting. The actual, no relation to the swamp pigger there. There's Glenn too. If you guys haven't checked out his channel either, he's been putting out some videos, very knowledgeable. He picks up a little bit of everything. Just a quick shout out. He picks up a little bit of everything, but most of his knowledge, I think, is tied into bikes and biking related stuff. And I think he does. You'll have to check out his channel to see everything that he does. But to Don's point, we've been trying to partner up with pot sales across the border because, you know, they could, if they had a delivery truck, they could drive through the neighborhood, and then 30 minutes later, we could drive the ice cream truck, and we could both compliment each other. But yeah. So anyway, I go get these. I finally meet the guy, and I pick up my 4 pallets. They were plastic pallets. We're wanting to put freezers on top of them. So I rushed back, and I was meeting Kat at the Home Depot because we're going to try to buy some freezers. And there wasn't. They had. It was stupid. They had these freezers on sale, but they didn't have any in stock. You had to order them. It's like a Kat would, if she would go, she could give this story more justice. But she was, let's just say she was a little upset and didn't understand why you're going to put something on sale and not have it on the floor. But anyway, this is a long way to get back to the garage sale, but I promise I'm getting there. She couldn't find her keys, so we're digging through everything. No, we don't use cold plated. We use inverters on 2 of the trucks. Basically, we run big box trucks, and we have the main battery up front. I have them connected in parallel to a battery in the back, our slave battery, and then the alternator is large enough that it'll keep both of those batteries charged. And then we connect that up to, I want to say 3,000 watt inverter, or I don't know, it's a big inverter. And then that'll power all 3 freezers, deep freezers. Just a standard, like a 7.5 cubic foot freezer. Yeah, I get sidetracked all the time. Anyway, and I'm not even through my first beer. Anyway, Kat can't find her keys, so I'm digging through her car, and lo and behold, what do I find beside the seat? $1. You're gonna catch me off track. But it really smelled like they were burning a lot of they're doing quality control today, because the place smelled heavily of it when I pulled up to the parking lot. So what do I do with that $1? Did I give it back to my loving wife? No, I put it in my pocket, and on the way home, I stopped at a garage sale. So I said, I'm going to spend my $1. So first thing I picked up, this is a Quaker Oats, where your heart is, warms your heart and soul. This is from 1999, I believe. Copyright 1999. This thing actually sells for about $20 plus shipping. At least that's what the comps tell me. So I say, how much is this? They say everything on that dollar is $0.25. So yes, they are. So I saw this sitting at the other table. I'm gonna go through this, at least my garage sale haul. It's a Wii Guitar Hero. We all know what those are, and I have a collection. I got about 8 or 10 of these. I finally talked to Izzy and said we're gonna have to sell them. And what does every reseller tell you? They're nice because they break down, and they're easy to ship. So anyway, that was $1 for those 2 things. Back to the ice cream trucks. We have a 20-foot. 2 of them are 21 foot. They're like 87, 88 Chevy Grumman or GMC, whichever one you prefer. Box trucks, step vans. That's probably what you're going to look for, is step vans, because basically it has doors on both sides. You walk up a step and everything's open. And the upside to those trucks, we believe, is security. We don't have to have any of our drivers get out of the vehicle to sell ice cream, and it's very easy because everything's like a 6-foot ceiling. If anything happens, you just run up to the front and take off. Yeah, you know what? Let me dream. The next thing, is this a fail or is this a win? Do I know? This is my auction haul. I did not pay attention to the auction last night. Super busy. And Thursdays is auction ending night. So I spent a total of $20 at the auction. Man, this is so great. I almost want to wait till last. Bam! How many of you have ever tried to sell a carburetor before? This is a GM 2-jet Rochester double barrel carburetor. And it is filthy, but they did try to clean it up a little bit. But I paid $3 for it. There was actually a purpose for that. You know, we were having problems with one of our trucks. We finally got it back on the road. Tonight is third night up that it's been up and running. We've had 3 trucks on the road. I had hired a garage mechanic, backyard mechanic, whatever you want to say, to convert the truck from throttle body injection to carbureted a while back. And I just went to get a, yeah, you guys hear Charlie. I just went to the junkyard at that time to find an old carburetor that fit a GMC or Chevy, because that's what the mechanic told me. Oh, just go pick one up. So I picked one up. Well, we were having all these problems with the truck, so I thought, you know what? It's probably that carburetor. So when I first started, when this auction started, it was still in the shop. They had to still fix something on it because I was ready for them to slap on this carburetor if it would fit to replace it. Well, I don't need it. It seemed, I guess everything wasn't tightened up around everywhere, evidently, and that was causing the engine not to run right. I guess it's important to tighten up screws when you're putting things back together, especially when you're doing carburetor and manifold work. That is my non-resale automotive tip of the day. The next one is, this isn't really for reselling, but I'm going to share it anyway because I did pick it up at the auction. This is going to go into my game collection, and I am just hoping that it works. And I have to get everything set up too. This is it says GameStop on it, but it's a PlayStation 3. It's got a little shifter on it. Let me see if I can hold that up. Steering wheel and foot pedal. I don't even know what this is worth, to be honest with you. If you guys have seen those before, let me know if I got a good deal at $17. But it's going into my personal collection. Sometimes you're willing to pay a little bit more for something you're going to use yourself. But oh, I know I zoomed past this before, Lonnie, but have you ever tried to sell the Casio graphing calculators? Let me know if you've had any luck with those. That's all I got today. And it only took me an hour and 20 minutes tonight. We're going back to... Yes, Charlie does trampoline. He will jump on. Okay, well, thanks for letting me know. I guess I probably should have asked before I experimented with it. But what's a guy to do? Going back, making sure. What's Alt World at Addle World? Was that you the other day that was asking me on another channel about ice cream trucks? Somebody was asking me the other day about ice cream trucks. I don't know. I probably should check my email more often. But anyway, if you do have specific questions, I've been trying to remember to put my email address down below in the description. Fake some more stuff so we can hang out longer. Okay, we're going to try out the Raspberry Lemon Ghost. What the hell is Ghost? Does anybody know? I don't really like flavored beers so much. Oh, this is another pro tip. Besides a wedding band being great for showing that you have a lovely wife at home, you can also open up bottles with it. I don't know if you guys know that, but I'm typically an IPA drinker, but there is that slight tartness of the raspberry. With a little bit of the lemon rind at the end. I don't know. I think that is about it. I'm going to have to help Kat bring in the trucks here pretty soon. Kat does have a point. I do drink anything she buys. Kat, she loves buying beer. She doesn't drink beer. She likes a Blue Moon now and again, but she likes to buy beer. And she goes, she likes the look of the bottles. If she finds it as an interesting title, that's what she bases beer on. And thankfully, because I'm an IPA drinker, many of them end up being IPA. But I've had some dry ciders. I'm not really a huge dry. I'm not really a dry cider type of guy, but I like a full flavored beer. Kat should do a live stream with the ice cream truck someday when she's driving. But here lately, she hasn't been having to drive. I don't know what else I got. That is it. But anyway, I am going to... Well, good night, Debbie. Good night, Glenn. I am going to call it for the night. Thanks for hanging out. I do enjoy each and every one of you. Love the comments. And if you're catching this show later, try to catch me on live sometime, because I have probably the best audience out there, at least as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, that's it for tonight. We'll catch y'all later. Peace out.